We can say with certainty now, I will say this with certainty, that this virus came from the lab, and the genetic engineering that was done to create that weaponized virus was paid for by Tony Fauci's NIH, and basically was allowed to be done through its gain-of-function weaponization. Let's not get too provocative and say the Chinese Communist Party released that virus on the world. No, let's say maybe it escaped by accident, okay? But you can see somebody sitting there in Beijing thinking, you know what, now that this thing's out, it'd be a really good way to keep protesters inside in Hong Kong, and therefore we can do our final push to take Hong Kong. But better yet, it'll be so disruptive of that American society that we can also take Donald J. Trump down. Okay, and they're thinking, you know what, here, what's a few 100 million people or 10 million people that we kill here in China? I mean, Mao did it already once before. It's like no big deal. It's the sacrifice for the country, right? But they're thinking, okay, our society is going to be better able to handle this because we're more regimented. Plus, we also know what the genetic material is, so we can get a vaccine first. I mean, those are the kinds of conversations where we need to be having. But baseline, virus from Wuhan lab, weaponized virus, paid for by Tony Fauci, using gain-of-function weaponized experiment. And Colin saying, hey, recognize the War Room and Navarro and Bannon and Miles Guo and everybody who said this stuff all along, instead of writing this vague story about, yeah, something was going on there. We were on this. Bannon's show was called War Room Pandemic on January 25th, 2020, right? The World Health Organization didn't call a pandemic until March 11th, okay? We were there. You get truth to power here. You hear it before anybody else will tell you it. And we were on that story. Truth to power.